Azerbaijan, Italy, Congo, Chad. But when she gave birth to her daughter, she was desperate to come back.
I started feeling more and more in need to a place where I really could call home. And I realized that home was SDP. I keep seeing opportunities everywhere. You know, the place is so is incredible, but there are things that you can do. There are opportunities. They are not just challenges. They are not just bad things. They are opportunities, and that's my hope.
And would you like to see more Sao Tomeans recognizing those opportunities rather than always foreigners?
Definitely, definitely. We have so many young people, brilliant people, people that have done and are doing things outside that could come here and do things here. They have so much that they could give to this place, and I just wish they could see it.
Are you here to stay?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm here to stay.
Nadia has made a life here with her daughter. Her mission is to keep other talented Sao Tomeans here too. She introduces me to some of the entrepreneurs she mentors at the incubator.
Who's going to be first? Luis Elisio. Yeah. So Elisio Nunes, please let me introduce you.
Okay. Elisio Nunes is 30 years old. He's an art teacher, but when the COVID pandemic hit, he was out of work. This is when he started EcoBlaza, an eco-friendly charcoal made out of coconut shells.
The school stopped. Now I need starting my idea for make money.
Because you weren't earning anything?
Yes. In Sao Tome, nobody produce this charcoal. Only people cut down the tree for produce charcoal.
Elisio won a $5,000 grant from the government to launch his business. He also used all of his own money, which he'd been saving to buy a house. Elisio makes his charcoal near his home, about half an hour away from the incubator.
Like glass.
That tinkling sound is the sound of smashed, burnt coconut shells. Elisio points to the machines that transform the shells into small black briquettes that look very similar to charcoal. On the wall, scribbled in permanent marker, are the words, "Our future is here."
So the guys write this in the company, EcoBlaza. Our future is here because. So if you have one entrepreneur idea, start it. If you have a dream for business, start it. Put it in the paper and study, and start. Because this idea can put you on the top.
It's something Elisio is passionate about.
I believe that the future stay here in Sao Tome because first is Sao Tome, many people discover now Sao Tome, many businessmen come Sao Tome. So for me, my success ever stay here. My dream is see the biggest businessman in Sao Tome Principe. Yes, I put all my life in this company, and I believe in that.
So that gives you a flavour of some of the people who have stayed here or indeed left and then came back. And of course we have Katia and Wildly here with me now, who also went, but you're back. Wildly, we've talked about the challenges, but you are here. You know, you have gone away and you have come back. Why?
Yes, I'm here because I believe in Sao Tome, I believe in the people of this country, and I believe also in the next generation. And I always say that we have a very big responsibility to change the thing and make it happen. So this depends on me and everybody. That's why I'm here. I come back to do my best to change this country.
Katia, when you were listening to the interview that we just played with the president then, in fact, I saw both of you smiling. Just tell me what was going through your mind as you were listening to that interview.
Well, no, it wasn't really about what the president said, It's just, as he said, it's an ongoing work. We have a lot to do. And one thing needs to be clear. The government is not capable of doing everything by themselves. They have duties to create the environment, the conditions, the policies, but we are the ones who have to go after what we want, chase our dreams, and do the best and be the best in what we do, in what we like.
So what's the solution? I mean, there's an obvious one. Formal jobs, businesses, there needs to be economic opportunities for young people, but that seems not such an immediate solution. As an entrepreneur, Katia, what's it like to set up a business? Is there something that needs to be done, in your opinion, for these entrepreneurs who can spot those fantastic opportunities, grab them, and start their own business? How could that be made easier?
Well, for start, new companies, new business cannot be treated as business that are already established in the market. Like I'm talking about taxes, because what happens now is that we are all treated the same, as if we are making millions when we're not. Sometimes there are months that we make nothing. So
you mean at the moment it's a uniform tax for everyone?
Yes, that uniform tax system doesn't work. It kills new business. It kills new companies that are struggling. And if you don't make sure that there are nationals in business, like you creating you basically have a country where only foreign people have success in whatever they do, which is what we see now.
Before we came on air, and we spoke about the economic opportunities or lack of, but you also both mentioned other areas like health and education. How is it important to develop those wildly, to keep the young, talented people like yourselves here?
No, this is Katia.
Yeah. Okay, Katia. Yes. Wildly shaking his head. Katia.
Okay, I don't mind asking. So basically, health is a very serious problem that I don't really understand. In over 40 years, having so many bilateral and other partners, that so far any government couldn't address this question for real, to say, okay, we need your help to have this hospital here, we need your help to have this specialty here, we need doctors,
We're running out of time. I'm going to have to stop you there. Such great points. We're focusing again in Sao Tome on Friday, so do tune in. We're talking about cocoa, because this nation is also called the Chocolate Islands. From me, Katia and Wildly, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tamazin Ford talking there to Wildly Baraka and Katia Aragu, and we'll be talking more about Sao Tome on Business Matters here on the BBC World Service in a couple of hours from now. Now let's move from Sao Tome to the US markets, and just after the close earlier I spoke to Susan Schmidt from Aviva Investors for her overview.
Today, we actually saw some relief in tech stocks. And so you saw that in NASDAQ, the tech-heavy index, up over 2% on the day. The S&P and Dow both healthy as well, stopping those downward trends and up 1% on the day.
Now, yesterday, Susan, in the States, you had the CPI figures, the Consumer Price Index, but today the PPI, the Producer Price Index. So what's this one?
It tells you what producers are having to pay for things as they go into manufacturing. Estimates there were actually lower than what was printed, so producers are paying more than was expected, and that's the opposite of what we saw yesterday. Yesterday's indication from consumer price indexes was that perhaps inflation was easing. Prices were coming down a little bit month over month. Again, we saw the opposite today, and yet the market is taking this as overall a message that maybe inflation is peaking. Thus, you're seeing a rally in stock prices and positive results in the market after all.
We're just coming into earnings season, so who started today? Who do we get reports from?
Today's big reports came from a couple of the big banks, including JP Morgan. And that's relevant because JP Morgan's highlight piece was a charge that they had to take related to the Russia-Ukraine crisis. That's going to impact a lot of businesses going forward, and we're going to hear about that throughout earnings. Investors are going to be focused on what management teams are saying about the cost of goods and how that's going to impact their profitability. And then on top of that, as we lead off with the financials and all the banks reporting in the next week or two, we're going to hear about those banks and what they're dealing with in terms of the global economy and the pressures that they're under as a result of the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
So a bit more of a wider context to what's going on then we can expect over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. And don't forget that inflation is going to stay at the forefront of investors' minds. So comments on prices, how they're going to be passed through to the consumer, and what management expect are going to stay at the forefront. And then at the same time, we're going to have an increased focus on energy costs. That also has been exacerbated by the global conflict. And managements are going to have to talk about how that's going to impact them and their business decisions going forward.
Sure, energy, so fuel, but also food as well, and the knock-on effect of that.
Absolutely. This is something that flows through every aspect of the economy. And ultimately, consumers are going to get hit. Right now, immediately, it's energy that's taking the biggest jump in price, and that's taking the biggest chunk out of their spending ability. So a larger part of their pocketbook is going towards paying for that gas and petrol. At the same time, they're still going out to buy other things. Food becomes the next thing on the list. As food prices start to grow, then that becomes a concern for what consumers will spend on and how they're going to feel the impact of this as well.
We've seen President Biden release further oil reserves. What sort of impact has that had?
The market isn't expecting a lot of impact from the release of oil reserves. It's a temporary measure at best. The overall supply-demand balance is what the market is going to stay focused on, and that is what we really need to see come into line. With further sanctions on Russia expected, it's widely anticipated the supply of oil from Russia will decrease. With that, pressure goes on to the rest of the oil-producing nations to step up supply. That's going to be a balance that takes time to match, and it's going to take effort on all countries to get there. That's going to put pressure on prices. We saw oil at over $100 a barrel today, and that pricing isn't expected to abate anytime soon.
Susan Schmidt there. Now join me in a couple of hours for Business Matters. We'll hear more on the economic crisis in Sri Lanka, plus the impact of sanctions after the war in Ukraine, the hunt for hidden wealth, and also we will hear from a Russian tech entrepreneur about what he has done with his business. That's our Business Matters in a couple of hours here on the BBC World Service. But you have been listening to World Business Report, and as always, thanks for listening. This is the BBC World Service with a true political murder mystery from the Middle East.
The assassination of Mohammed Nauman, North Yemen's former foreign minister, was never solved. That man was my grandfather, and I want to find out who killed him.
He was like a professional politician who loved his country and who fought for it. He had more enemies than friends.
I'm May Nauman, and this is Who Killed My Grandfather.
Saturday at 11 GMT. At bbcworldservice.com, the cultural frontline.
We hear from artists in Sudan. Amjad Abu Alala and Susanna Marghani explain the
Musa, and the story is told by his brother, Haroun. Kamal Daoud insists he remains a Camus fan, but he says Algeria rejects him because of the taint of colonialism.
Officially, Camus doesn't exist because Algerian history is very Manichaean. It's either written by those who supported independence or their enemies who were against it. When you're someone who reflects on universal ideas, on angst, on the very contradictions of the French-Algerian condition, like Camus did, there is no room for that.
If you flip history round in the way Daoud flips round the story in The Outsider and look at the Golden Age years from the perspective of Algeria's Muslims instead of its settlers, you get a very different picture. The historian Martin Evans again.
Big transformations were taking place in the region. There was a huge demographic resurgence. On the one side, you had about 1 million settlers. And on the other side, you had a population of 6 million.
He called that they came into the mall from the side,
yes,
which is illegal, and looks like Belmont's going to try for points here. Oh no, my mistake. Eric kicks it into touch at the 5, so it'll be Belmont line out at the 5 playing in, and a really strong attacking position here for the Marauders.
So while
just over 8.5 minutes into the game.
We need someone to retrieve the ball at the moment. So although this, like last time, Peter, may turn into a maul for the forwards, the backs, certainly for Belmont today. Henry Brown at scrum half, Eric Rosenmeyer at outside half. You've seen him kicking the ball already today. And wingers Andrew Coleman and Stephen Hong. Fullback role Patel, and then in the centres, Jake Cornelius and James Barson. Ref just making sure there is a gap.
And have to maintain a 1 meter gap in between the two lines in the line out, and the ball has to come, or supposed to come, straight down the middle.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Didn't see what happened there either, but he awarded a scrum to Cambridge.
So perhaps not straight at that.
It could have been, yeah. That's.
So it's a Cambridge put in. So
one of the hardest things in the scrum is to come together on that set and not start driving, to hold your position. It really is a challenge. A lot of adrenaline moving, and you just want to get into it. So important to hold still and wait for the ball. And there's the ball. Comes out to Cambridge, and the kick.
That's good kicking.
Yeah, finds touch at around the 35, and Belmont goes quickly.
Good play.
Feeds it out to James Barson. Andrews there for the ruck. Well rucked by Belmont. Well cleaned, and they bring it over to this sideline. There's Max. Tony making the gain line. Belmont securing again. There's Eric to Jake. Jake Cornelius takes it to ground. Belmont picks and goes quickly. And there's Jake again.
And a score.
And he has the try. A lot of nice,
well-worked try.
Nice phases, and Belmont building momentum and able to punch it through an increasingly disorganized defensive wall on the part of Cambridge, and that's what you intend to do when you can work the phases quickly.
So you heard us talk a lot about the preparation for the line-outs, and some of you might have noticed there that Belmont took a quick line-out. So as long as the ball goes off and doesn't touch any other player, any person not a player on the field, then you're able to take a quick throw. Then the ball actually can go backwards. It doesn't. It just has not to go forward from the perpendicular to the line. And Belmont then away for attacking. So Eric now with a chance to convert this try. 2 more points, 5 points for a try. And this conversion taken from perpendicular to the try line where the try was actually scored. Each kicker has their techniques. I mean, if you watch it on TV.
And Eric's no different. He's lines it up. And knocks it through. Well done. So, 12 and a half minutes into the game, Belmont opens the scoring with a converted try to make it 7 points for the Marauders to nothing for the Falcons.
Now I've got a feeling Tony's coming off.
Tony's off, which is too bad for Belmont, and I think I'm not sure who came on for him. We'll figure that out in a minute here.
I don't know. I'm only going. Subs seem to have the duplicate numbers. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them. But anyway,
yeah.
That's a pity. So Belmont able to make a replacement, but Tony obviously struggling a little bit. Seems to go down with a holding his head. So coach is keen not to. Let him play on. So
Jake takes the ball and returns the kick. Belmont up quickly. Andrew with a good tackle. Falls out. Belmont there quickly.
Go ahead and rip the ball.
Jake
again.
Jake again stole it. And the forwards carry. Hard met there by Cambridge with a good tackle. Henry's back, and Eric chips it over.
Oh, nice
looking
kick pass
for a kick
almost.
Pass.
Oh, he's got it. That's Stephen.
Stephen Hong picks it up, and Belmont is there in support. Once again, carrying hard. Jake keeps his legs moving. Henry out wide. Rahul knocks it on.
I think, Peter, you called it correctly. The ref is
I believe the ref is going to bring them back for a scrum to Cambridge, as Rahul couldn't quite catch up with that pass.
Okay, so that's a scrum. Cambridge Falcons.
Oh. I believe it's Giorgio that's come in at 7.
Yes. Yeah, so conveniently for us or not, Giorgio and Tony both had the same numbers.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yes. Oh. Knocked on by Cambridge at around the 10. So Belmont will have a
attacking
scrum here at the 10, playing in. Good opportunity to add to the lead. Wouldn't be surprised to see Max take this from the number 8 and come around the weak side here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It takes some stopping from that distance. So the ref again having a word. Safety paramount. It's Cambridge might be our closest local rivals, I guess, with their location.
I think so.
Yeah, just a couple of miles down the road. So Belmont are going blind.
Indeed, go blind side. And Max is in
over
for the score.
So, Cornelius brothers not wishing to be undone, outdone by the other.
That's it. When your elder brother scores, the challenge is on. Well done by Belmont. Good play.
Steady scrum, quick ball, quality ball. And the pickup that Peter predicted, and very difficult to defend against.
Of course, the Cornelius brothers playing rugby for many, many years in Hong Kong, and wonderful Belmont rugby story. Their mom called and talked with Coach Bruce and said that they needed a quality club to play for, a high school club to play for, and did he know of any? And they ended up here in Belmont, lucky for us, and have been quite the addition. So,
bird's eye view here, or rather, I guess a
little more difficult kick for Eric, off to the side here on the left-hand side, but very doable.
And he's got it.
And it's through. Well done. So, with that converted try, the score is 14 to nothing.
Just about halfway of the first, so quarter of the way through the game. Just 40 minutes, a half.
35,
so,
I think.
Oh, is it 35? Sorry.
I believe it is.
I've been watching too much rugby on the TV.
Too much internationals, yeah.
35 minutes, so over halfway. Good start. Things settled down a bit. Frenetic start, but Belmont applying constant and pretty severe pressure. Staying in the Cambridge half. I'm not sure we've been too much in the Belmont half so far.
Only on the kickoffs.
Only on the kickoff. So here we have another one. So this ball has to travel 10 meters into Belmont half anyway. That constitutes a successful kickoff.
Oh,
well
nice
taken.
Take.
Is that's Roman or Jackson?
I think that was Roman.
Yeah.
Giorgio dishes to Rafi. Gains meters. Well rucked by Belmont. Controlled there. Dug out.
Oh.
And
so I think it. Okay, I think it's adjudged to have gone into touch.
Into touch.
I think.
So that would be a line out to Cambridge.
Just into their half, so somebody's foot probably went into touch. Rugby is different from soccer. The lines in soccer and the lines in rugby, they look the same, but treated quite differently. So if your foot touches the line in rugby and you're holding on the ball, then the ball is adjudged to be in touch at that point. Okay, I think that's going to be a penalty for, it looks like, playing the ball again on the ground.
Yeah, they played it again. I think Belmont was trying to poach that ball and get it tied up in there, but ended up being hands in. So Cambridge with the penalty kick, and nice touch finder down around the 30, and it'll be Cambridge line out, playing in from the Belmont 30. So here we are in Belmont's half.
Yes, I shouldn't have said it.
I shouldn't have said anything, David. No.
Yep, that's just a lot of people say that to me.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
So let's see what Cambridge can do. It's a good test of Belmont's defence, though. So we want to see a bit of end-to-end rugby.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see, I'm not sure Tony isn't began warming up, but do we have head injury assessments? Do we have 10-minute
we do. We have
break?
We have break. We have a break. The trainer assessed him. It looks like he is indeed warming back up, and we're glad to see he's okay, and glad that he'll be rejoining the squad on the field. And
so again, all part of the protocols of keeping any type of, particularly head injuries, out of the game. So. Okay, so it's
penalty.
Oh gosh, I really shouldn't have said this. Oh,
and here they come.
Okay, so luckily for Cambridge, because he actually knocked that on, but the ref, as often happens with refs, not happy with the place in which the quick tap penalty. So you've seen Eric and indeed Cambridge kick sometimes the penalties to the line and to the touch and get a line out. You can also take it quickly, so it's a tapping the ball to yourself. So the referee stopped them doing that. It wasn't quite taken from the right point, and so they've come back and kicked the ball to touch, and again it's their line out.
So Cambridge using the penalty kick to march down the field here, and they'll have the throw in at the 15, playing in. And as David said, a good test of Belmont's defense here. They take a short throw and send their first man in their line forward, then pick and go.
Good tackle.
Good tackle by Belmont, but Cambridge making the gain line. Now driven back by Belmont. And again, Cambridge picking and going in continuous motion, trying to drive the Belmont defensive line back.
There's a lot of bodies over there now, Peter.
Indeed, very bunched up, and Cambridge has the overload here wide if they can spin the ball out.
That is good. They
do.
Recognize that was on there. Okay, but now the scrum half is caught and is going to be stolen. Yeah, hold it. Oh, okay. I think the ref.
The ref blows it dead. He's seen something I didn't see.
We haven't seen a signal yet. That's.
Uh-oh.
So Asa is coming off.
I don't know why Asa is coming off. I mean, is that a yellow? Oh, he's got his nose.
Oh, okay. So
Asa broke his nose on Friday night and packed it with gauze and got back in the second half. Played a lovely final quarter with a broken nose, but it may still be a little soft.
Oh, okay. So the ref is sending.
We're gonna get him tacked up again and get him back on the field in no time. But in the meantime, we'll send what's called a blood sub out, and they'll play until Asa can return.
So that ended up being a penalty there, probably offside, although I don't. And the whistle has gone again, so.
Well, pretty stop and go here.
It is. Okay, but penalty. Belmont have the ball.
So it's a penalty there. And Eric will try and kick it out and give us some breathing room here.
Okay.
So, penalty to Belmont here, and Eric.
Nice kick.
A nice kick.
That's a great kick. Oh, did it not go? Gosh, I
didn't
thought that
go into
gone.
touch. I thought so as
Good
well.
tackle.
Cambridge with a nice response there, finding Belmont territory, spinning the ball out.
Good tackle there.
Rucking well.
Andrew Coleman, I think. James Barson at 13, I think, actually.
Good speed by Belmont.
Offside.
But I think we might have an offside here.
Yeah.
Oh.
think.
So I don't see a signal here, so...
It's a free kick.
Yeah, it's a penalty to Belmont, and I'm not sure what the call was, perhaps offside. There was quite a bit of back and forth there in that exchange.
Crossing. I think he put his arms up there to suggest crossing.
Obstruction.
So accidental offside.
Eric having a hard time finding touch here, but Cambridge drops the ball.
Good tackle.
Good tackle by Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
Counter ruck, and Belmont comes up with it. And Belmont out with it. There's Max into the crowd, feeds the ball well, presents cleanly, and there's
nicely out.
Quick ball out.
Oh, good. Good line speed.
Good line speed by Cambridge. Rahul keeps his feet. Brought down there, and the whistle goes again.
Yeah, so a bit fits and starts at the moment. And it is a high tackle. So the ref signal for a high tackle. So a penalty, and it looks like Eric is going to go for the...
I think that they may tap and go here.
Ah, yes.
There it is. They tap and go. Good tackle by Cambridge, but Belmont wins the ruck. Eric spins it out to Jake, and Jake is through for the try.
A nice little dummy.
Nice little dummy, nice little fake by Jake Cornelius, and found the space that was created when the defender bit on it. Pretty rugby.
Really good. Earlier I was impressed not just with the line speed of Cambridge, some of the tackling's been good by Cambridge, but also the fact that they read that play. They read where the ball was going to get passed to. I know ultimately it led then to a penalty.
Yeah.
But
no, that was
that
really
showed
good,
some rugby nous.
Rugby intelligence.
So Eric with another chance, almost in exactly the same position.
Yeah.
We're sitting right behind with the camera position here.
So 63 boys playing rugby in Belmont this season, and I think there are 70-some girls playing. So I think the girls outnumber the boys, but overall about 130 or so, 125, 130 kids, which is I think about 10% of the high school. And just a tremendously impactful program here in the community, getting lots and lots of support. Eric missing that one. Just looks like he hit it wrong.
Yeah. But yes, the rugby program, what an impact it makes on the town. Lots of talk about rugby. Those 10% are pretty vocal. 10%. Talk about it a lot, certainly in our house.
Ours as well. It's almost all we can talk about once the season starts.
But it is great to see. And of course, those of you that are watching this before tomorrow, then there's also a girls play their opening game of the season tomorrow here at Harris Field. Same time kickoff, I think, probably around 7 o'clock. And that's against firm local rivals Lincoln Sudbury.
And that's always an intense matchup, Lincoln Sudbury versus Belmont girls. Very much worth getting down here for if you can.
Yes.
That's also
it's also live.
Saying it's going to be live. So that ball's grubbed. Rafi picks it up, runs hard, and Belmont cleans. Henry digs the ball, finds Jack to Asa. Asa not going down easily, as is Asa's wont.
Oh, Belmont. That was good. Henry Brown as you often see with scrum halves who are clever by nature, actively showed the referee that he was having to pull a Cambridge player out of that ruck, just to show how difficult it was to get the ball. Player's duty this offside, and quick from that was Jake Cornelius.
Well rucked. Belmont moving the ball quickly. Roman carries, met by Cambridge well. Asa right on the support. Eric spins the ball wide. James with a nice fake, finding space and moving the ball across to the opposite side of the field. Forwards carry it up, make the gain line, but not much more than that, and recycle to the backs.
Oh, Asa, what a pass.
Nice pass by Asa into Max.
And Max is over. Does that keep the try score even, or I can't remember who scored the last one for the Corneliuses?
Well done. Well done, beautiful.
That was a well-worked try. Almost all the players probably in the team touched the ball in there.
Asa, the prop, showing some uncharacteristic hands there. At least he didn't get them from me. That's for sure.
A one-handed spin pass behind the back of the tackler. A great try. 35.
So the score stands at 24, and Eric trying to make it 26-0.
No, he did. He only broke his match because he was cramping. He had double cramps.
And he's got it.
And Eric finds that one. Well struck. And that does make the score 26-0 here at the end of, almost at the end of the first half.
Yes, we'll see.
Well played half. A little bit broken up by penalties, and certainly a little choppy at first, but things have settled down nicely.
Yep.
So again, unlike in American football, the team that scores the try receives the ball in
at least in
15s rugby.
Yep.
Yeah, different in sevens. That's right.
So it always seemed a little, somewhat unfair, but it's been like this now for probably 130 years.
Yeah. Andrew takes the ball.
Nice.
Dishes to Jake. Fends off a tackle and goes down at the sideline. Belmont
Nicely
keeps
set
the
up.
ball in. Jack fighting ahead. And the support right there for Belmont again. Asa.
Asa then put a dummy in there as well.
Asa with the moves.
Yes. Set back
Presents the ball. And Eric
nice kick.
Kicks across the field. And Belmont gathers it.
That was
and
a great
scores the try.
And I think that might be the newer player to rugby, Stephen Hong, right?
That was 14. Stephen Hong, our 14, new player to the game this season, who has absolutely shown an incredible rugby intuition and has taken up a really important position on the field at 14. Well played by Belmont.
It was a great kick. I think Eric was eyeing that famous 50-22 at that point.
Exactly what I thought was going to happen. So that's a new rule this year, which is if you kick the ball from behind your 50, behind the 50 in your side, and it bounces in and goes out behind their 22, you get the line out.
Yeah. Up until this year, that would have been the opposition's ball and was less attractive than to do that. Although plenty players would kick for territory, but now there's added incentive, and it's actually done to try to draw the defending wingers back, and so they have to kind of defend for it, and it should give more room for everybody to run the ball is the idea. But you could see now every fly half not anxious but keen to get one of those kicks. So
Eric knocks it through, and that makes our score at 33-0 with 35 minutes played, and we have halftime here at Harris Field. So we'll take a short break. The boys will get some water, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. right. All right. Well, welcome back to the second half. Boys rugby, Belmont Marauders versus the Cambridge Rindge and Latin Falcons. Belmont up 33-0 here after the first half, and going into the second, the boys are switching halves of the field, and no advantage on field position tonight. No win to speak of. Coach Bruce giving a few last words.
Yes, that big squad. Referee trying to get warm, keep warm. And also a chance to catch up with old friends. So with that, with the cry of Belmont, players retake the field. So we're probably going to have some replacements, maybe some already on the field. Some of the numbers have stayed the same, so we'll do our best in the second half to make sure we get the right players. Yep. I know Eric's still on the field.
Eric's still on the field. I think Matt Dobin has come in. As has, I think it's Edward Cho has come in. And Eric Polvino is in at center. Julio has come in. So yeah, quite a number of changes here, and
lovely kickoff. So
high
Eric
kick, looking to get Belmont, and Jack is right there on the tackle. Oh, sorry, Eric Polvino there on the tackle.
Yes.
Cambridge takes the ball forward, makes the gain line, and cleans the ball, feeding it back.
Oh.
Belmont blocks the kick partially, and Julio takes it into contact, thrown back into his own support.
And nicely
and the
set
ball
there.
is rucked well.
Tony taking it on.
Tony picks and goes. Not much, couple yards. Henry feeds the ball.
Okay, so certainly gone over the top of the ball there, I think. Oh, and a bit of back chat. So
I think that's Gun Ho. I'm sorry, not Edward Cho. That's Gun Ho Park. And penalty to Belmont.
So unlike also there, Peter, unlike many other sports, if a player shows their displeasure at the call to the referee, then the referee is apt to further penalise the team. So in actual fact, now this penalty was taken on a further 10 yards. It's punishment for any back chat. So Eric kicking to touch nicely.
The rugby is very disciplined in terms of talking to the ref. Only the captain of the team is allowed to talk to the ref, and only respectfully, always using yes sir and no sir. And refs are rightfully consequential about any infractions. Belmont with the throw in here.
An attacking line
on the 5
meter line. Great take.
And they take the ball and maul it, and
they are over
for the try.
Great score. What a textbook maul.
Beautiful maul. Boys have really been working on that all week. We've been drilling it, and there it pays off.
Yeah, very effective maneuver. It fell out of fashion for a while, I feel, but but certainly back in vogue. Very difficult to stop. So that's 7, certainly 8, sometimes more players join that maul and trying to push that wedge of players over the line. Generally the ball then being held at the player who is at the back. Very difficult to defend against. So Eric with another chance. He's the try scorers have really teed it up well, so we can see his technique and whether the ball goes through the post today. So we're grateful for that. That was a good score. So Belmont, I think that's Max or Jake Cunya's number 8, right? Max has come off the field as well. So coaches here at Belmont keen to give as many players a chance to get out and show what they're made of today. And a nice kick. Oh, it's just
short.
Just short.
Yeah, too bad. So that makes the score 38-0 here with about 4 minutes gone in the second half. So Matt Doban is on.
So all we now need is a ball. Here it comes. Okay, Cambridge, a familiar kickoff. Okay, it's gone backwards.
Good support there. The tip drill. And there's Belmont setting up met well by Cambridge.
Very strong in the tackle edge. It'll be good test for Belmont to get some of those heavy hits under their belt for the season to come. So
ball is loose and Cambridge has stolen it. Brings it out again.
Well taken down there. Good. Belmont ripping the ball there.
Steals it back. Good rip there. The whistle.
Okay, it's coming in from the side.
Coming in from the side, yep.
Okay, player down injured at the moment, number 11. That's Andrew Coleman looking in some discomfort. Okay, sorry, the penalty was actually to
Belmont.
To Belmont.
Yeah.
So play will just be stopped here for a minute.
Oh, well, we just looked at Andrew was holding his knee. We very much hope that it's nothing serious, and training staff and coaches out there offering some assistance. The boys, because of COVID, not getting a spring trip this year, as is sometimes their custom to go overseas and play rugby and have a bit of a international experience.
Yep.
But we will be going to Simsbury, Connecticut next week on Wednesday the 20th. So
that's like another country.
Not quite an international experience, but we'll take what we can get in this day and age, and it'll be a fun day out. And
it's good to play somebody out of state.
It really is.
A high school?
It's a high school, Simsbury High School, where we hosted Ridgefield High School, Ridgefield, Connecticut, for a scrimmage 2 weeks ago, and that was great fun. And had 100 tickets to the Free Jacks, the New England professional team, following the game, and hosted the Ridgefield boys down there at the Free Jacks game. We all went down and had a social afternoon watching the pros play, and that was great fun.
Yeah, we should. You've already mentioned we should probably put a shout out that Justin Quincy is Quincy is you could go and watch professional rugby now, particularly now, after the winter break. So I think there's plenty of games on through April and May down there,
right? New England Free Jacks with, I believe it's the best record in Major League Rugby, playing absolutely outstanding rugby down at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, and it's very much worth checking out, and tickets are affordable, and
it's a good day out.
Really good day out. So Eric, with the penalty kick, finding touch at about the 35, Belmont, and it'll be Belmont line there.
I think, unfortunately, Andrew Coleman, has come off the field. Yes,
he has come off the field. It looks like we have.
Okay, not straight.
Not straight. So it'll be a scrum to Cambridge.
To Cambridge. So. Oh. In actual fact, Cambridge have chosen the line out.
Well, that's an odd choice, but
it is.
But much higher chance of losing the line out than the scrum,
but they haven't.
They clean it well, and
it's funny that we both went for the scrum. The scrum there, but anyway, it worked for Cambridge. So what can they do with this ball now? So
can't argue with success.
Oh, unfortunately, ran into his own player by the look of it. Knocked on in the end. Maybe the other way, but it was a knock on. So now it definitely is a scrum. We'll get to see a scrum up close and personal here from the camera. So scrum to Belmont.
Most boys have never scrummed before this year, so it's been quite a steep learning curve, but they seem to be getting it pretty well. And the scrum, of course, is a complicated interlocking formation of 8 players, the forward pack, and it's quite a feat of coordination and strength and balance. And it's always one of my favorite parts of the game. Get really up close and personal in that front row. And
high tackle there. Most of the and here's a yellow card coming out.
Tony taken high around the neck, and the Cambridge player is going to be sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes.
Yep. So an understandable yellow card. So. Dangerous play. So penalty again to Belmont. Eric again to clear the lines.
Eric
down toward the 40-meter line, 40-yard line. Gosh. Okay. So line out. Rafa to throw the ball in. Looking to hit his man. Belmont just with a shortened line out, so you can see it from here with where we're at. Just 4 in the line.
Nicely
taken.
And spin it out to the back. They hit Steven. Goes into contact. Well cleaned by Belmont. Moves it ahead. And
might have gone backwards. No.
So unfortunately bobbled there by Cambridge, which will give Belmont a attacking scrum at the 15.
Ideal place on the field. So almost almost the centre of the field. So plenty of attacking opportunities here. And of course, Cambridge with a player down at the moment. Yellow card, we should have said, yes, just 10 minutes off. I think Peter mentioned that, but that same player then, or indeed a replacement, comes on after those 10 minutes. But while that happens, then Cambridge is just down to 14 players on the field.
So Belmont lining all their backs up here on the right side of the scrum.
So there's a little bit of time while the scrum gets set.
We'll repeat our promotion for our fundraiser tonight at Fresh Pond Chipotle. Everybody should run down and grab a burrito and support the Belmont Rugby Association, which contributes so much to the program and to making Belmont Rugby what it is. Belmont wins the scrum. Eric.
Oh, nicely.
Oh, with a nice offload to Tony Zhao. With his striking good looks and rippling muscles, powers through the line and into the try zone.
So that was a great move there. You could see in Eric's eyes the feint to go outside, but knowing there was a player on his inside. And so just as Eric was tackled there, passing the ball on his inside shoulder, knowing that Tony, and indeed probably another couple of players, were on his inside. A great score.
I ran into Tony earlier, who was reminding me of my exhortations when Asa scored his first try last year, and Tony made me promise to say complimentary things about him should he score tonight, so I had to get it in.
That was a great score. So, Eric now with his easiest kick of the night. I shouldn't say that.
Nice work, David. Well done.
A kick that is at least in front of the posts.
Should be a chip, but we've now jinxed him. So. Still goes through his routine, very disciplined and
I was correct.
Whew.
Vindicated.
Right again.
That's twice now in my life. Okay, and Asa, that was his last out of many contributions today. So on his place today, or perhaps
John,
we'll be moving around some players. No 22 on this list.
Should be John Militich, though, who comes in to fill Eric's shoes. Yes, John. Well taken by Belmont. Cleans the ruck. Oh, unfortunate mishandle there. Knocked forward.
Scrum to Cambridge. So again, the game still in this half a little bit bitty. A lot of stoppages. Cambridge with a chance now of an attacking scrum.
So 30 minutes left to play, and the score is Belmont 45, Cambridge nothing.
We might just have 20, I guess.
My apologies, 20 minutes left in the game. I've been watching too many internationals myself. And Belmont smartly takes the ball. And that's stripped by Jake.
Yes.
Who finds some space.
Still on one foot at least.
Still on his foot.
Yes.
And goes to ground. Belmont supports, but there's some counter-rucking going on. And
okay, penalty. So again, with hands on the ground, both teams have been guilty of that. So
Jake now taking the penalty kick with Eric off the field, and
now we have a line out then on just about on halfway line. So score here, 45-0. Next home game, Peter, do you know off the top of your head for the boys?
No, I'll have to check the schedule. No worries.
Just in case people are interested, I should have written down. Great throw.
We'll take a look at the schedule here. Well done.
Nice. Is it?
Oh,
just maybe forward. Unlucky.
Too bad. Just forward pass there. I think it was James just throwing it forward there. And
so that is almost complete turnaround on the 15, I think, that has started, which is great. Scrummage to Cambridge. The ball has come out on Belmont's side.
Belmont wins that. And
Tony straightening up nicely.
Straightening up. Ball spins out. Cambridge again with good line speed and good tackling. Dobin powering the ball, gaining yards. And that's Miles.
Nicely set there in the
playing
end.
good rugby this season, his first season. And John with the chip through. And the Cambridge player slicing through Belmont's defense, but stopped there at the 40.
Advantage here to Cambridge. Anyway, the ref still got his hand out, so he must have seen something. Foul play.
And in rugby, when a penalty is called, if the team with the ball
offside
can continue to play, they do until the advantage is over, which it was there. So we'll come back for the penalty here at the 45.
So offside.
Offside.
Cambridge have a penalty. The offside line there, it's sometimes difficult to determine, but generally the back foot of the clump, whatever clump of players there are on the field, it's generally their back foot. I know there's nuances on that as well, but ref's very keen not to give the defending team any advantage. Obviously, if you encroach on that offside line, you're closer to the ball and closer to the attacking team and have an advantage in tackling them earlier. So Cambridge now with an attacking line out.
Ref has been calling a very fair game, I think, and
very consistent.
Very consistent.
This anyway,
calls.
so he doesn't have too much choice on the number of calls actually, but as long as they're consistent. Both teams probably with handling would have preferred
a little bit cleaner tonight. Yep. Oh, Cambridge with the throw in here at the 30, playing in. and anxious to get something going. That ball batted around a little bit.
Okay, yes.
And knocked on.
Not much choice there.
So
as soon as there's
a
couple of knock-ons, which there were then, referee comes back to the first one.
And that'll be scrum to Belmont now.
Here is an offside law that is slightly different and changed over the years. The back foot rule does not exist on a scrum. You'll see here the Cambridge players, and indeed Belmont, but Cambridge in particular as the defending team, have to stay at least 5 yards behind the back foot of the scrum. And they've stolen the ball.
They've stolen the ball. Cambridge steals the ball back from Belmont.
But knocked on again. We were talking about those handling errors, and there's another one. So unfortunately, Cambridge dropping the ball.
There's a penalty, however.
Okay.
Belmont offside. So Cambridge with the penalty at the 30, and looks like they'll tap and go. Looking to run it in.
Oof, good tackle. It's a big jab.
Cambridge picks and goes. Gains several yards. And again, picking the ball off the sides of the ruck and powering forward. Belmont looking to drive them out, unable to do so. So Cambridge again playing that straight ahead smash mouth rugby. And
getting ever closer
fairly
to the
effectively. Moving in towards the try line, and the whistle goes again.
So a penalty to...
So Belmont with the goal line stand here, and here comes Cambridge looking to score. Can't get the ball in on that one. Now trying to maul the ball in, but unable to do so. Belmont forcing them back. Diving forward.
Try.
And a try is scored. Cambridge scoring their first try of the evening.
Yeah, so some good rugby, some pick and goes, but very effective, and particularly with the size of some of the players in the pack of Cambridge, pretty well worked try. Route 1.
Indeed. So Cambridge avoids the shutout and puts 5 points on the board, and their kicker will try to make it 7.
The kicker just needs a ball. I think it's going to be handy.
Yes, it helps.
Yep, he still hasn't got a ball. His coach has got a ball. And he's now wandering off the field. I think they're going to need a ball.
There
goes another
comes
ball.
One.
Well, the ref's quite right. He wants the game ball used. That's good. You know, Tom Brady incident here.
That's it.
We saw those balls being inflated before the game, so they are. So Cambridge with the kick. Okay. And a good hoof on that. Nice
kick. Nice kick by Cambridge. So with about 10 minutes left to play, Cambridge makes the score 45-7.
Good.
And they will receive the ball. John Miletich bringing it up to the halfway mark, and will look to probably put it high up and see if we can get some of our players underneath. David Kalantar has come on for Belmont in the front row and working in a number of substitutions here in the final minutes of the match. So, yep.
Nice kick.
Up and under. Cambridge deals it. Brings it out to the 32. Picks and goes again. Familiar game
wide
plan.
change, but they've changed up just a little bit this time. A long way out to carry on picking and going for that length of time. But so, Cambridge still with the ball.
Yes. Here they come again, spinning it out to their backs.
Oh, unlucky. So I think that's going to be advantage anyway.
Julio.
Nice.
Whoa. Jack hit hard there.
That was a little bit of a hospital.
That was a bit of a floater pass. Dobin running hard. Dobin.
Oh, good tackle.
Tackled hard. Belmont there in support.
Yep.
The ruck is won. John spins it to Eric, who finds some space. Eric up through the middle. Fins. Eric is in for the try. Beautiful ball carrying. Great run by Eric Polvino to score.
That was a great score.
Great. A couple of beautiful hard runs there by Dobin and then by Eric Polvino, really moving the ball nicely. And Belmont there in close support right all the way. Nice rugby.
Look good. Two contrasting tries, both totally legit. Forward rumble and a back nice through the gap. Small little pass, just found the gap.
So important in Belmont on the defensive side. You'll notice that the line tries to stay really coherent and intact in a straight line, and it's when you start to get separation in the line that those gaps open up, and Eric Polvino noticing that there and exploiting it.
Yes, you notice that. We may see it again still with 5 minutes to go or so, but Cambridge actually still in defense lineup, actually quite steep. They're not always up flat. And nice kick. Straight through the post.
Straight through the post.
So Cambridge with a kick will need another ball. There's one on the sideline, so Henry Brown could have thrown it on. Nope. Yep. Here it comes. The touch judge is having to run a long way tonight. He's
that's good.
The
that's good. JC needs a workout.
That's.
We have a number of volunteer coaches on the boys' side, many of whom are ex-Belmont players, and really enjoy coming back and giving back to the program that meant so much to them in their high school years. And it's really nice to see. They're just great,
fantastic,
great young men and great role models for the boys. Real wonderful tradition of volunteerism here in Belmont Rugby.
Oof.
Oh, nice run by Julio. Belmont there in support again, rucking the ball well.
Okay, nice.
John, high up and under. Cambridge.
It's offside. It's got to be offside. I think our player, right?
Yep.
He was in. So
looked like. Might have been Alejandro was out in front of the kicker there, and that's a tough one to get when you're new to the game and just learning. But you have to stay behind.
And wanting to get after this ball.
Yeah, you have to stay behind your kicker or wait till the kicker passes you in order to be put onside.
Yep.
So they'll bring it back here.
Yes, we've commented on this before. I think this is the one where the ref even allows you to take the penalty from either where it was kicked or where it lands, I think.
I believe
it always
that's
seems
right.
strange.
Yes. An obvious choice, but you might make the wrong one.
So
about 5 minutes left here in the game, and Cambridge with the free kick, with the penalty kick here at the 30, and puts it into touch at about the 13. So Cambridge with a good attacking position here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that straight ahead forward pick and go rugby that was successful in scoring them their first try.
Yep.
Let's see if Belmont can meet them. This is where the boys would like to have Asa back in the game.
Numbers. Yep.
So in the line-out, you have to match up the numbers. You can't. The defensive line-out cannot exceed the number of men in the offensive line-out. That ball's once again batted around a little bit.
Knock on by Belmont, so I think that's a scrum to Cambridge. Oh, straight out.
Yeah, ball comes out the side there, the scrum, and we'll redo it.
So the ball has to at least go into the middle and come out from, I guess, behind the each of the flankers. Right?
That's correct. And it can be fed by the hooker through the any of the channels in front. It just can't come out the side, which happened in that case.
Nice
Cambridge with a good scrum. High pass, but manages to handle it and passes it out. Belmont there in defense. Cambridge rucks well and recycles the ball. Belmont line speed is good. And yet again, Cambridge returns to their straight ahead pick and go style, putting their forwards to work to try and smash the ball through the Belmont defense.
It's a good test for Belmont.
Yeah, very much so.
But holding on to the ball, I think.
Yeah, not releasing. And once you're tackled in rugby, you have to release the ball. You can't hang on to it.
Yep. And taken quickly.
Giorgio takes the ball quickly. And that's Mateo is gone with his wheels, taking the ball almost the full length of the field.
Good score.
And in for the try. Good awareness there to take that penalty quickly, understanding that that Cambridge was still trying to organize their defense and going together. So you had enough support for a couple of nice passes.
Absolutely. Great invention. Most people, most teams, most commentators would expect the ball to be kicked there to safety. Ideal opportunity, but Belmont took full advantage there. So another kick for Belmont, nearly up to time already.
Well, John Milicic got a good foot on him. Does the kicking for the football team, and
okay.
He's no slouch when it comes to putting the ball through the uprights.
He's got a little professionalism about him there, taking a drink of water, no doubt, before taking this kick.
So while we don't have a hoota at Belmont, the time has gone, and the next sequence off the kickoff will be probably the last one of the game. But we'll let John kick this. successfully.
And the ref has actually called for the end of the match. Not much more happening today.
Well, that is the end. So that kick marks the end, and the final score here in Belmont, Massachusetts, your Belmont Marauders 59, and the Falcons, Cambridge Rindge in Latin.
I think, yes, in the end. I think their kick went over.
I think their kick went over, so it should be 7. So 59-7. Hard-fought match by both sides, and beautiful night for rugby. David, thank you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Great pleasure as always.
Bye-bye.